Welcome back to our Python class, and today we are implementing a simple NIM game. We have a fresh version, working, a simple version working, but we would like to, add some functions, maybe add some extra functionality, and see what we can do to make it a little bit better. Right. So for now, we just have a simple script with no functions, nothing, just a while loop. Again, very typical. This is very typical. Game loop is very typical, right? Also could be a true loop, infinite loop with a break statement. That's also alternative, right? But again, so maybe we'll do that in the next iteration. Of course, ordinarily, if I was making a game, of course, I would be improving the current one, but I will be, for educational purpose, I'll start a new file. I'll make a new file, functional style, maybe slightly more functional style, nim game, functional, right? And again, so new version of our game using functions and dictionary for to keep track of the state. Again, it's very typical in applications, such as like it is common. Well, in applications you will need to use you'll need to use some data structure, right, to keep track of the state. So right, again, we could use multiple variables, right? But that is not very not only flexible. Only that also it pollutes the global namespace, right? So try to keep your global namespace as clean as possible, Again, so this is just one of the multiple approaches, right? Also note that dictionary that we will. There are other approaches such as class-based approach, right? Okay, so our state will be our state. I'll call it maybe state, right? So state is going to be a dictionary, right? And I will do what I'll say match count, right? On is players A turn true, and that's it for now, right? That's our state. Okay, and of course I will make then I'll make a function, right? Or main get player name, right? Who's player, right? Functional approach, right? And now this is a functional approach. Get player input, right? How many match do you want to remove, right? Notice it returns. Notice we immediately cast to integer, right? Later on to do handle errors, right? To do handle, again, it's very typical. It is very typical to add to-dos when writing code, right? Because later on you will usually, right? So we will also do that, maybe add a limit, right? So handle limit removal, remove matches, update state match count, right? And update state, right? So that looks okay, but match count state is not match count. Removed matches to removed matches, right? Is of course it's gonna be minus equal, right? So same as no, that's not, like this, of course. All right, so that's our state, update state, right? We could of course also return it, right? This is not completely pure, not a pure functional approach, because we modify the state, right? It's more of a again, so we pass in some state and we modify it, right? All right, so slightly again, so this approach, well, what do we gain by this? Well, we gain ability for the functions, to have a functional approach to modify again some extra behavior, right? Our code becomes more modular, of course, right? We only remember our functions, right? It becomes much more modular, right? All right. So what else do we need? Right? Our main print state. Okay, sure. Why not? There are matches left. That's also pretty nice, right? What else do we have? Player's turn. Yeah, it's player state. Get state is player A turn. It's get player's name. Do we have yeah, player A, player B. That's very nice. Oh, that's a very nice functional approach on print winner, right? State, right? Right, that's good. On main loop, right? We're probably getting to main loop, right? Define main, right? That's our main loop. Okay. While start, right? Print winner. So print player's turn. Look at this. So what do we gain? So by using functions, we can easily add more functionality. We can really test our functions. We can also reuse our functions. We can also change, right? Of course, function, and also we get documentation. We get code reuse and modularity. Yeah, we get the documentation for free, assuming our functions are well named, right? So pretty nice stuff, right? Lots of extra goodies we get by using functions. Again, it's not completely pure, right? We modify state. We would want to also return state. In a purely functional approach, we would return the state. In a purely functional approach, we would return the new state, right? That's would be even cleaner, but I think this is good enough for now. We have some global state, right? So again, the global state, and again we minimize by using a single, right? By using a single dictionary, right? We can add state variables on our more flexible, and also or global namespace is clean, you know, besides state variable, right? Again, of course, you can name it, of course, whatever you want. Of course, you can name it whatever you want. Okay, all right. Let's test our game, and of course, I'll add the if guard, because right now, besides the state, right, we have, let's do a main, right? So right now we have main function, but nothing will happen. Of course, I can run it, right? Nothing happens. So of course we will add the main guard. We'll add the main guard, right? And of course we will add right this and main. Okay, perfect. Of course we could add some configuration here, maybe some cleanup. Maybe we could add a config function right here, and we could add a database and clear the database clear, you know, on cleanup. Any resource you use, right? But of course, so this is pretty close to ideal. Well, you know, for such a simple game, a simple way of refactoring. So basically, we perform the refactoring out of this simple one, right? Again, for such a simple game, of course, it doesn't matter. But as your game, your application grows, if you leave it like this, it will be very hard. If you have a single script with just a single, you know, all kinds of commands, it will become very hard to keep track. So of course, use functions, or as we'll see, there's an alternative. Of course, use methods inside class definitions. But for now, we are using a functional approach, right? So, and also it's nice to read. So while state match count larger than 0, print player turn, print state, remove matches, right? Get player input. So get player input, of course, right? And update state removed matches. All right. So that is a simple functional approach. Again, very, I think, quite easy to do, right? So add your states, right? And I think, again, if you're making a game, this approach is completely normal. Again, but we'll see later on that there's also a class-based approach which you might want to explore. So thank you.